This is the betrayal no one saw coming, but now it's the only thing industry insiders are whispering about. Multiple sources are claiming that people inside Beyonce's own circle, trusted assistants, advisors, even longtime collaborators, are starting to cooperate with federal investigators, not to protect her, but to protect Diddy, and it's sending shockwaves through every corner of Hollywood. Why now? According to reports, the NDAs everyone used to swear by are crumbling, with pressure mounting from federal agents, civil lawsuits, and media scrutiny. Insiders are flipping like pancakes. Some are scared of being tied to the chaos. Others, they're just trying to save themselves. And the name at the center of this potential internal collapse? Julius, Beyonce's famously silent bodyguard.
Now, Jaguar Wright is a well-known whistleblower. She has predicted many of the crimes Diddy is charged with today. Now, as of recent, she had an interview with Piers Morgan, and she did say that Jay-Z and Beyonce were implicated with Diddy. Now, let me know your opinion on the things she's sharing about Jay-Z and Beyonce.
And a federal judge has ruled the woman alleging she was raped by Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs can remain anonymous. The woman says both men raped her at a party when she was 13 years old. Jay-Z's legal team had fought to get the case dismissed, arguing his accuser should have to reveal her name, but the judge disagreed. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest.
In a scandal that has rocked Hollywood to its core, Beyonce, pop royalty and cultural icon, is at the center of allegations so shocking they've left fans questioning everything they thought they knew. From secret tapes to hidden agendas, we're diving into the dark, twisted world behind the music. A world filled with betrayal, coercion, and silent suffering. And it all starts with a tape.
I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well.
She's referring to Jay-Z, Sean Carter.
They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will, putting people on planes while they're unconscious. Just like Aaliyah got on that plane, unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about.
So essentially what she's trying to say is that Jay-Z and Beyonce are doing or have done similar things that Diddy is being accused of. What do you guys think about this? You think it's true? You think she's full of it? Let me know down below.
There's just been a shocking revelation from federal authorities regarding a highly private and scandalous video involving none other than Jay-Z and Beyonce, reportedly taken during a wild party hosted by Diddy. Apparently during a Homeland Security raid on Diddy's properties, some rather intriguing discoveries were made, including compromising footage featuring numerous beloved celebrities caught in scandalous situations. Speculation is rife that Diddy intentionally leaked this footage to authorities as a form of revenge against the Carters, allegedly due to their perceived lack of support during his legal battles. It seems he's on a mission to embarrass them at any cost. Adding fuel to the fire, an unsettling audio clip allegedly featuring Meek Mill and Diddy has surfaced, courtesy of Diddy's former bodyguard.
The explosive sex tape that started it all. The controversy ignited when Homeland Security launched a high-profile raid on Diddy's properties. But what they reportedly found was far more than expected. A secret archive of compromising tapes, allegedly featuring celebrities caught in unthinkable acts. One of those tapes, according to multiple insider leaks, showed Jay-Z and Beyonce at one of Diddy's notorious parties. And they weren't just attending, they were allegedly participating in scenes that, if proven, could destroy their carefully crafted legacy. The most jaw-dropping twist, sources suggest Diddy himself leaked the footage. Why? Revenge. After years of shared business, deals, and private gatherings, Diddy allegedly felt abandoned by Jay-Z during his mounting legal troubles. With the world turning its back on him, Diddy decided to drag others down with him. As soon as whispers of the footage surfaced, blogs went into overdrive, headlines blared, YouTubers speculated, and social media became a battleground of conspiracy and truth. But the real firestorm was only beginning. Victims or villains? Jay-Z and Beyonce in the hot seat. As the footage gained traction, the focus quickly shifted from Diddy to the Carters themselves. Were Jay-Z and Beyonce victims of blackmail, or were they deeply embedded in the darkness? Jaguar Wright, a former music industry insider known for pulling no punches, came forward with bombshell allegations. She claimed Beyonce and Jay-Z weren't just at the parties. They were active participants in what she described as disturbing and nasty rituals.
So this just in, Diddy allegedly has evidence of Jay-Z unaliving his mistress, Kathy White. And the reason Diddy isn't in jail yet is because he's cooperating with authorities to take Jay down with him. Kathy White was Jay-Z's side piece. Kathy was an up-and-coming industry publicist, fitness, and beauty expert when she mysteriously died at 28. Jay-Z was seeing her on the down low and got her pregnant. So according to a journalist, Kathy was going to tell the tabloids everything for the right price, but Jay found out and got her murked. Diddy is allegedly set to release the details of how Jay-Z unalived his mistress. Jaguar Wright hints that both the Carters might be responsible, but one of them is more responsible than the other, and she wonders if it's possible Beyonce's temper is a little worse than most people think, and Jay had to clean it all up for her.
And a federal judge has ruled the woman alleging she was raped by Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs can remain anonymous. The woman says both men raped her at a party when she was 13 years old. Jay-Z's legal team had fought to get the case dismissed, arguing his accuser should have to reveal her name, but the judge disagreed. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest.
A legal victory for the woman who is suing Jay-Z for allegedly raping her when she was 13. A federal judge ruling the woman can proceed with the case while remaining anonymous, at least for now. But the judge also chastising the lawyers representing Jay-Z, accusing them of trying to fast-track the judicial process by repeatedly filing motions to reveal the identity of the Jane Doe to have the case dismissed. The judge writing in a 5-page brief that the Carters' lawyers' relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because the counsel demands it. This latest legal twist coming after the recently filed civil lawsuit by Jane Doe, claiming that Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and P. Diddy, drugged and raped a 13-year-old girl at an after-party after the MTV Music Awards in 2000, while an unnamed celebrity watched. Jay-Z has vehemently denied all the allegations, putting out this statement 2 weeks ago, writing in part, "This is a blackmail attempt." The multi-platinum artist, who was 30 at the time, now a business mogul with decades of hits to his name, with songs like Run This Town.
We are, yeah, I said it, we are. This is Rock Nation, pledge your allegiance.
His attorneys have denied everything about Jane Doe's account and pointed to some alleged inconsistencies in her story.
It's not just that this story is a lie and that it's not true. It's provably, demonstrably false. This never happened.
The judge writing that while Jane Doe can remain anonymous for now, she may be required to reveal her identity at a later date to allow Jay-Z's lawyers to collect facts necessary to prepare for trial.
Oftentimes, when someone is accused of a crime like this, the accuser doesn't want to be named, and if they are forced to be named, we have seen certain people decide to drop the lawsuit altogether.
Morgan Norwood, thank you. And Tony Busby, the lawyer representing Jay-Z and Diddy's accuser, says in a statement to ABC News, quote, "I will say that the coordinated and desperate efforts to attack me as counsel for alleged victims are falling flat. We won't be bullied or intimidated." And we did reach out to Jay-Z and his team, but did not get a response.
The claims don't stop there. At least 3 women have reportedly agreed to testify against the Carters, alleging manipulation, coercion, and setups. One even claimed the methods used mirrored tactics seen in the Aaliyah scandal. Victims drugged and moved without consent. These are not lightweight accusations, and yet, despite mounting pressure, the Carters have remained silent. The internet is now split down the middle. Some fans fiercely defend their icons. Others believe we're finally seeing their true colors. Regardless, the silence only deepens the mystery. The fall of Diddy, from mogul to monster. While the spotlight intensified on Beyonce and Jay-Z, Diddy's empire began to disintegrate in real time. What was once one of the most respected names in hip-hop is now associated with legal chaos. Diddy faces a barrage of federal charges: sex trafficking, racketeering, and the orchestration of a long-running abuse network spanning decades. Multiple lawsuits portray him not just as a participant, but as the mastermind behind a system of manipulation targeting young, vulnerable individuals.
Beyonce is losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day. And she still hasn't said anything, just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Is it her place to say so?
I mean, probably not, considering she's gonna be indicted for anything she would say. These are criminals. Diddy is a drug dealer, and so is Jay-Z. The proof is there.
Corporations and sponsors are dropping him rapidly. Endorsements have dried up. Former collaborators are vanishing, issuing no comment as their past affiliations haunt them. Diddy's descent from mogul to alleged predator has been swift and severe, but in his downfall, he's not going quietly. Many believe his release of damaging footage, possibly including the Carter tape, is a calculated act of revenge. And in that destruction, he may be taking some of the industry's most powerful players with him. Jay-Z's legal troubles escalate. Among those now entangled in the legal storm is Jay-Z. A lawsuit filed by a woman known only as Jane Doe alleges that she was raped by both Jay-Z and Diddy at a 2000 after-party following the Video Music Awards. She was just 13 years old at the time. The suit describes scenes of brutal coercion and lifelong trauma. Jay-Z's legal team has responded aggressively, attempting to discredit the victim and unmask her identity, a move that was swiftly denied by the judge, who called it a clear act of intimidation. Julius has been with her for over a decade. Fans know him as the muscle who was there during the elevator incident with Solange and Jay-Z. He's always been seen but never heard, but now his name is starting to pop up in places it never has before. Whispers, reports, maybe even subpoenas. And if anyone knows what really went down at Diddy's private gatherings, it's the guy standing 6 inches from Beyonce at all times. What's wild is that some believe this was orchestrated. Not by the feds, but by people close to Diddy, leveraging relationships and shared secrets to protect their leader at all costs. If that's true, Beyonce could be caught in the crossfire of a loyalty war she didn't even start. And if her own team is really turning on her, that's not just betrayal, that's a career-ending blindside.
Did you see where Jay-Z and Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy, introduced Solange's son to your song, Shake Something?
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that. You know what I mean? I ain't know how true it was or not, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, you know, if it come from in-house, you know, it's validated, but that's dope. It don't surprise me. I actually met Beyonce before. That was one of the people be like, who you met? You know what I'm saying? That like it threw you out, like it took you back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Beyonce, she I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people, he had put them out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Me and, you know, maybe about 15 others, you know.
Right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, you know, 2 of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in at the moment, you know. And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to. Beyonce, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop the whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was dope. That was super dope.
Diddy's legal firestorm sucks the Carters into the chaos. It was only a matter of time before Diddy's collapsing empire started dragging other giants down with him, but no one expected the Carter dynasty, Jay-Z and Beyonce, to be so close to the fire. And now, it's not just speculation. Jay-Z's name has officially entered the legal fray, and the ripple effect is hitting Beyonce hard. Earlier this year, Jay-Z was named in an updated civil lawsuit that accused him of assaulting a minor alongside Diddy during an after-party in 2000. Jay's legal team swiftly dismissed the claims as blackmail, and the suit was later tossed. But the damage, already done. Major headlines, Reddit threads, TikTok breakdowns. And according to insiders, Beyonce was furious, not because it wasn't true, but because it went public. Sources close to the couple claim Beyonce begged Jay to settle behind the scenes, not to admit guilt, but to protect their brand before it spiraled. But Jay didn't listen. He never does when it comes to pride. Now with Diddy's party tapes reportedly in federal hands, everyone's asking the same question. What else is coming? Authorities are hunting for digital evidence. Every hard drive, security cam, and cloud backup from Diddy's mansions is being reviewed. And it's not just about who did what, it's about who knew, who enabled, who turned away. And if Beyonce had even the slightest knowledge of what happened at those parties, she could be implicated too. The scary part, this is just the beginning. With Diddy facing racketeering, trafficking, and obstruction charges, the people around him are starting to crumble, and Jay-Z and Beyonce, once the industry's unshakable power couple, are now being treated less like royalty and more like suspects in a web of elite protection, loyalty, and cover-ups gone wrong. Julius, the bodyguard who might know too much. If Beyonce is the queen, Julius is her silent knight, the ever-present, ever-loyal bodyguard who's been by her side through some of the messiest moments of her career. From shielding her on stage to diffusing public drama, Julius has been a constant in her inner circle for over a decade, but now his silence might be cracking, and what he knows could end careers. Rumors are flying that Julius has been questioned, maybe even subpoenaed, in connection with the Diddy investigation. Sources claim he was present at multiple private parties, including the now infamous freak-offs that federal authorities are circling. And while NDAs used to keep people like him quiet, the weight of a federal investigation changes everything. What makes this even messier is the personal connection. Fans have long speculated that Beyonce and Julius are more than just employer and employee. Viral blind items hint at a deeper bond, some even suggesting a romantic link. If that's true, Julius might not just be a witness. He could be holding everything: the secrets, the timing, and the strategy behind Beyonce's moves. His recent silence is deafening. No photos, no appearances, no statements. Just gone. And people are noticing. His name is starting to pop up in online forums next to words like evidence, witness, and flip. Because if Julius really saw what happened behind closed doors at Diddy's parties, and if Beyonce was there, or knew, or even suspected, that makes him the most dangerous person in this entire story. And if he's cooperating now, it means the one man Beyonce trusted most, maybe the one who ultimately takes her down. Is Beyonce hiding something? Or someone? While Jay-Z's name keeps getting dragged through headlines, Beyonce's strategy has been something different. Vanish, deflect, and distract. She skipped press. She steered clear of direct statements. She stayed stunning, professional, and unbothered on the surface. But fans have noticed something strange. Bey hasn't just gone quiet. She's been strategically distancing herself from Jay, from the drama, and maybe from the truth. Behind the scenes, sources claim Beyonce and Jay-Z are basically living separate lives. Different homes, different teams, different PR goals. But what really raised eyebrows? The time she's been spending with Julius. It's no longer just about work. Multiple reports suggest she's leaning on him emotionally, maybe even romantically. And people are wondering if that professional bond was always just that. Adding fuel to the fire? Her recent track Bodyguard. Fans dissected the lyrics immediately, pointing out the double meanings and hidden confessions. He shields me from the world, even when he knows the truth. They'll never catch what we've hidden in the dark. These aren't just love notes. They sound like coded guilt, like protection layered with secrets. It's not just about hiding someone else. It's about hiding herself. Because if Bey was present at events where abuse allegedly happened, or if she knowingly kept quiet to protect Jay or Diddy, that's complicity. And if she's emotionally closer to the one man who might now be helping the feds, it's chaos. Is she protecting Julius? Is he protecting her? Or is the truth more twisted than fans want to admit? The only thing certain right now is that Beyonce's silence isn't accidental. It's calculated. And whatever she's hiding, as it may not stay hidden for much longer. The Pimp D theory, did Beyonce's past come back to haunt her? This story doesn't start with Diddy, or even with Jay. It starts way back in the early 2000s, with a name that still sends chills through the hip-hop world. Pimp C. The Southern rap legend was outspoken, fearless, and allegedly knew way too much about the industry's dark secrets, including Jay-Z and Beyonce. For years, there have been whispers that Pimp C had dirt, real career-destroying dirt, on the Carters. Some say he had proof of early misconduct. Others claim he knew about shady deals, underground circles, even compromising footage long before social media made it easy to expose people. But here's where it gets dark. Shortly after those rumors started, Pimp C died suddenly in a hotel room. Officially an overdose. But many fans and insiders have never believed the story.
What is up? What is up? YouTube, how y'all doing, man? Joe Rogan. Hey, I'm on my way back to the Philippines, man. I'm gonna do another month there. Y'all pray for me and my flight and everything. I'm nervous, man. They saying these planes dropping out the sky. I ain't even gonna call it like that. He got my back. But I'm gonna say my prayers. Okay, Lord, I'm trying to help people. Can you help me to help people? Anyway, Check this out, man. We're going to promote the Music Recording Network stream, our new stream channel. It ain't new, but we are hoping that people will actually go over there and subscribe to the Music Recording Network stream. Support Uncle Mike, help a brother out. Appreciate it. You can type in on the search engine the Music Recording Network stream. Scroll down a little bit, you see the world with the yellow written stream. That's our other channel. There should be links below if you want to just do a link or something. Do the voice talk. The Music Recording Network stream, and then scroll down. Anyway, Joe Rogan, y'all, reveals how Beyonce and Diddy made the main freak off work. So it's a different freak off, then it's another freak off. Now it's the main freak off. Joe Rogan is cool, man. He's laid back. I'm trying to study him a little bit, man, and try to do a little more. I try to imitate him a little bit with my own twist on it, man. I think he's laid back and cool. And I don't know how you get these.
Enter Jaguar Wright, the industry whistleblower who's been dropping bombshells for years. She's publicly suggested that people who cross Jay-Z or threaten Beyonce's image have a way of going silent, not just career-wise. Permanently, Pimp C Prodigy, even DMX. And while it all sounds like conspiracy, the patterns are hard to ignore. If Beyonce's team is flipping now and these older stories resurface in federal investigations, it raises a dangerous question. How many people were silenced to protect the brand? And what happens when those secrets come back to light? Because if Pimp C really had dirt on Beyonce and Jay and paid the price for knowing too much, then this Diddy fallout might just be the final thread unraveling a cover-up that started decades ago. DMX, Dame Dash, and the web around Jay-Z. It's not just the feds digging into the past. Fans are too, and now they're putting together pieces from long-forgotten interviews and buried beefs. At the center, Jay-Z. From DMX to Dame Dash, the list of people who warned the public about Hov's darker side is longer than most want to admit. DMX famously accused Jay of blocking his 6th album after becoming Def Jam's president, a move many saw as personal, not business. Dame Dash, he's been calling Jay a sellout for years, claiming he betrayed everyone who built Rockefeller just to sit at tables with corporate elites like Lyor Cohen. And suddenly, those rants don't sound so bitter, they sound like receipts. Now that people from Beyonce's own circle are allegedly turning on her, it begs the question, how much of this web was she entangled in? Was she just riding shotgun while Jay made power plays? Or was she helping map out the route? These connections don't feel random anymore. The names, the timelines, the silence, it all points to a much deeper machine. And as Jay-Z scrambles to protect what's left of his empire, the ghosts of everything he stepped on to get here are showing up. With lawyers, subpoenas, and federal agents in tow, the Beyonce brand is cracking, and fans are noticing. For 2 decades, Beyonce was untouchable. Every post was pristine, every appearance choreographed, every quote guarded. Her silence was part of the mystique. She let the art speak for her, but now that silence is backfiring. When the lawsuits started stacking up around Jay-Z and Diddy, Beyonce didn't say a word, not a tweet, not a post, not even a subtle lyric. And for the first time, fans weren't praising her privacy, they were demanding answers. Why isn't she speaking up? Why isn't she distancing herself? And now with rumors that people in her circle are flipping, it's starting to make sense. Maybe she couldn't say anything. Maybe she wasn't allowed.
The hip-hop agenda is an agenda to move drugs all over the United States. You need to involve the DEA. They move all the dope, all the dope on private jets, which don't get screened by customs, by the inside the United States. They move what's called high grade powder MDMA. They move cocaine and they move liquid cocaine in the bottles too. So they put the liquid cocaine in the bottles and they move it. I've seen the liquid cocaine. I've drank it myself, having sex with Diddy and Cassie. It's not good. He drinks it all the time.
Insiders claim Beyonce's grip on her own narrative is slipping. The PR spin isn't working anymore. The mystery is turning into suspicion, and her fans, the same ones who once defended every move, are starting to second guess her silence. If her team really betrayed her to save Diddy, it means something deeper. They either know she's not clean, or they don't believe she's worth protecting anymore. And in a world where image is everything, that's not just bad press. That's brand collapse, game over. Why Beyonce might be the final domino. This scandal started with Diddy, but it may end with Beyonce, because if federal investigators are using flipped insiders to build their case, and if any trace of misconduct, complicity, or even awareness connects to her, it's game over. Not just for her career, but for the myth of perfection she spent 25 years building. Sources say Jay-Z is furious behind the scenes, allegedly begging Bey to keep quiet, to stay close, to avoid feeding the media frenzy. But she's not playing the loyal wife role this time. She's detached, distant, and maybe done.
To the latest on the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs, this one has so many people talking. The disgraced music mogul facing federal racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking charges. Both the prosecution and defense teams are set to discuss the next phase of action following the indictment as investigators work to determine potential co-conspirators. But how exactly did we get here? ABC's Morgan Norwood breaks it down.
Who's the boss? Dudes is lost. Don't think cause I'm iced out, I'ma cool off.
The sex trafficking case against Sean Diddy Combs moving full speed ahead. Lawyers for Combs and prosecutors set to hold a status conference to determine the next phase following the sweeping indictment alleging the music mogul leveraged his business empire, power, and prestige to abuse his alleged victims.
He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff.
As the disgraced rapper faces racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution charges, investigators now working to determine who his alleged co-conspirators were and whether they too should be charged. 54-year-old Combs pleading not guilty to charges that he led a racketeering conspiracy that abused women.
I'm going to fight like hell to get him released, and he should be released.
The indictment alleged some of Combs' employees helped set off so-called freak-offs in which women were forced into sex acts with male prostitutes.
He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims.
Prosecutors said authorities seized records along with firearms, drugs, and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant during raids last March on Diddy's homes in Miami and Los Angeles.
Something's controlling me.
Combs has been under criminal investigation since his former partner and recording artist Cassie Ventura accused him in a November civil lawsuit of rape, repeated abuse, and even sex trafficking.
If Beyonce was present at those parties, if she ever turned a blind eye, if there's even a hint of her being used to clean Diddy's image, the fallout could be nuclear. She's not just a pop star, she's an institution, and institutions don't survive cracks in the foundation. Diddy's fall has already triggered a domino effect. Jay-Z's name is getting dragged, old enemies are resurfacing, and the industry elite are staying unusually silent. But Beyonce? She was the crown jewel, the untouchable queen. If her people are flipping and the feds are closing in, then the illusion is over, the royalty is gone, and the final domino might already be falling.